Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to do a quick video for you today. I hope you had a great 2 days and the start of the week. Work It Out Wednesday, we'll call it. Or what did you do Wednesday? Okay, so in this video, I'm going to quickly talk about basically how I started with movement because initially I had just started with the nutrition aspect of it and focusing just on that, which really is 80% of your efforts is nutrition and 20% is exercise, and it's good to do both in combination. But if you're just able to do one, if you've had an injury or if you're not able to move yet, that's totally okay, because you can maintain your weight on a proper nutritional diet, and you can also lose weight without any movement on a proper nutritional diet, which I have done in this journey basically. So okay, so let's see. Okay, so first 5 weeks didn't do any movement, just tried to learn new habits because let's face it, what I was doing before, even though it was working, was getting the weight off, wasn't long-term sustainable for me to do continuously. So if I started off with working out 7 days a week, I wasn't able to continue 7 days a week of working out from, day one to day, the day I'm dead, basically. So it has to be a plan, both nutritionally and nutritional plan that's sustainable and an exercise plan that's sustainable. So what you're eating today, these changes that you're making, are you able to eat these foods long term, and can you see yourself eating it for the rest of your life? So if you're doing a diet that's, let's say, I'm not going to name any specific diets, but let's say you're on a specific diet that you absolutely hate and you wake up hating this diet that you're on, and you can't imagine yourself eating one more piece of whatever it is that you have to eat, then that's not the diet for you, just based on those feelings alone, and you can't maintain it forever. So I'm on this diet that works for me, and slowly with researching and watching documentaries and videos that actually was recommended to me by my doctor, who focuses on nutritional weight loss as opposed to surgery or anything else, which there's nothing wrong with that if that's the route that you take. I just preferred not to take that route. Now, so once I learned about different foods and what effects they have on my body, I slowly started decreasing certain foods and increasing other foods. And I'll get into that on Friday's video about the choices I've made and the things that I've watched that helped me get to that decision or get to those dietary changes that I needed to. So after 5 weeks, my doctor recommended that I somehow track my steps or activity, or ask me what I'm doing throughout the day. And then basically I just said I'm starting to move more. So I put this fitness tracker on, and my brother actually gave it to me, so thank you for that. And I started tracking my steps, putting it on in the morning, tracking my steps throughout the day, whether that was errands, work, going to and from somewhere, parking further away from something, doing housework, cleaning. Believe it or not, all these things add up to steps and activity. So I would track. So the way that it was set up was to take an average of 2 days. So let's say we start at 5,000 steps, and the next day we do 5,000 also. That's fine. So let's say for 5 days you do these 5,000 steps, then add those up, and whatever number you get, add 2,000 more steps the following week. So just per week, gradually increase your activity, gradually increases your stamina, and then you're able to do more. And don't judge yourself or be upset that you're not able to do, an hour of cardio or, 30 minutes of weight training or a class, or walk down the block without getting short of breath, because everybody starts somewhere, and you literally have to start somewhere. So you have to start crawling, then walking, then running. You can't just jump from no activity, let's say for a year or your whole life, and then all of a sudden be an athlete. Athletes start somewhere too. So I started tracking my steps, started increasing them slowly. And after that 5 weeks, so now 10 weeks have passed, I actually started swimming. So I got up the courage to go to a gym. Believe it or not, that was difficult to get into a pool, not because of the physical aspect of getting into the pool, but the mental aspect of what other people are going to think of me getting into the pool at this size. But the whole thing is, if someone's judging you in a gym, or if someone's judging you because you're trying to better yourself, then leave it with that person. They're judging themselves and they have their own issues to work out. Your issue is that you need to lose weight or you need to increase your physical activity, and the only way to do that is to get into physical activity. So if that for you is swimming, you have to get into a pool to swim, or a lake or an ocean or wherever you want to swim, but you have to be able to actually do the act that you want to do in order to get to where you want to go. So swimming has been wonderful, and actually a very close friend of mine, she had been pushing and wanting me to do swimming for 2 years, and I just couldn't get up enough courage basically to put on a swimsuit and go. It sounds ridiculous, but I actually experienced swimming. It's amazing. I thank her so much for pushing that on me, and finally me getting my SHIT together and going and doing it. So, and we actually went one day together, which was awesome. So basically swimming works for me right now. So I'm swimming, I'm doing that, my body, I feel my muscles, they're sore. I'm using muscles I haven't used in a long time. I feel better after a workout, despite everything that I feel or however upset I am. If I show up, if I do that workout, I will feel better. And that doesn't mean you have to have a gym membership to work out, because I've worked out in my house before. I've worked out around the block before. I've walked in my neighborhood before. And I've lost weight in all of those instances. So if you can't afford a gym membership, or if you can't, you don't have an exercise bike or a treadmill or something at home, that's okay. You can do physical activity outside. If you don't like to brave the outdoors, you can do physical activity in your house. There's exercise videos, there's YouTube. You can literally access so many things online. You can clean, you can do a million things. Believe me, there's a lot of ways to get physical activity in, get your heart rate up, and just get moving, because 80% of it is done in the kitchen, 80% of it is your nutrition, 20% of that is your physical activity. So if you can try to increase your physical activity when your body stamina allows you to, that's wonderful. And you're gonna feel all the benefits from it, not just weight loss, not just overall better cardiovascular health, but your dopamine levels increase, your feel good hormones start going, and you start feeling happy, and you feel better, and you feel more positive. And even if everything's crumbling around you, or if you don't feel good about one thing, you know that you're feeling good within your body, and that's going to allow you the next day to move towards, you know, another task, another thing that you couldn't do. And not to mention, things become easier as you exercise. So of course, at first there's pain and all this stuff, but as you do it more, you realize you have less pain than the day before, and you're able to do a little more. You're able to go 5 minutes longer exercising. Anything like that is a cause for celebration. Also, when changing your diet, it's not always going to be easy at first. There are certain things that I just was kind of hesitant to change. But once I did it, once I made those changes, it kind of became easier for me. And then your taste buds actually change. You adapt to different tastes. So if you were addicted to sugar, let's say, and every meal included sugar, and you slowly and gradually start weaning yourself off of sugar, then and replacing that sugar, or that, you know, processed sugar that we know of, the high fructose corn syrup and things like that, and replacing it with whole fruit and getting your sugar from that, you'll see your taste buds start to change. At first, the fruit is not going to be as sweet, of course, as the high fructose corn syrup, but once you've adapted to those changes, going back to the old stuff will be a little too much to handle, if that makes sense. So every dietary habit is able to be changed, and it will become easier with time. So now in certain things, like if and then now once you get to the point where you are exercising or you are eating better, it's okay to make changes within your structured plan. So if you decide that today you don't want to swim, or today you don't want to be on a treadmill, do something different. Go hiking, go dancing. These are all things that you can do, changing it up, keeping it fresh. And then with your diet too, you don't have to eat. Some people thrive on eating the same meal over and over and over again, and some people can't eat the same meal over and over and over again. So find what works for you. Get moving, get out there, get cooking in your kitchen. If you don't know how to cook, look up recipes. Any recipe you can look up, print or not print, and save in your in your phone. And if there's a recipe that includes an ingredient that you don't eat, then just change it and replace it with something that you have. Do what works for you. Do what works for you within your budget, within your body limits, and within your palate right now, and then slowly make those changes towards what you want to be and what you want to achieve. So I will get into further detail about my specific dietary changes in the next video. So I'll see you on Friday. Have a good week. Bye.